everyone, it's NonnaGrace and I'm from Western New York. I got some friend mail in the mail yesterday that I didn't expect, and it's from Shay. Shay sent me I opened it up, but I'll open it again. She sent me a French, let's see, how'd she put it? It's a friendship pin that she made from the bead dangles. It's from the club, which is the Hobby Horse Club. I think that's what it's called. And this is what it looks like. It's really it's cute. It's made with a safety pin.
Mm-hmm.
And she put a feather dangler on it. I shall put it on. It's pretty. I like bead work. I've got lots of beads. I think I can put it on.
Plastic beads and paper beads that you made yourself.
Both. Yep. Well, I don't know if I can put it on, because the beads are in the wrong place for pinning it. Be easier if the beads were up here. But how can you get them up there?
You can't?
You can't. Nope. Well, we'll try. There we go. I got it. Can hardly see it because of my red sweater.
Yep, red beads and red sweater.
Yep, but I like red. Red is one of the colors. I used to like blue, but it had to be a powder blue.
Mm-hmm.
It couldn't be a dark blue. I didn't like the dark blue. And when we would get something for Christmas, it would always be, mine would always be blue, and then Nita's would be pink. And then when Lucy came along, my stuff was always white. That's why the mirror in the bathroom was white. Because I got the white, she got the blue, and Anita still got the pink. Well, today I want to tell you a story about the whispering walls. And Jim just heard some whispering outside. He wasn't sure what it meant, but then he heard a couple shotgun shots. So somebody must have been hunting.
It is full shotgun season right now for us for white-tailed deer.
White-tailed deer, yes. Well, the Whispering Walls is a story about a family that moved from the city to the country because they were looking for peace and quiet. So they moved to this really old house. It was a Victorian house, and the house was it needed some care, but it was very quiet there. And the kids enjoyed the big yard because they had a yard that they could run around, and the mother enjoyed the gardening, and the father enjoyed having space to do his work on his vehicles and things that he wanted to do. Well, one day when they were in the house, the mother, she thought she heard somebody whispering, and she turned to look, and it stopped, and there was no one there, and there was no more whispering. Then a little later, a few weeks had passed, and the little girl said, "I hear whispering, and they're talking to me." And the mother thought that she had an imaginary friend, and just passed it off as that. Then the littlest child, there was a little boy too, and the little boy said he could hear the whispering, but it wasn't whispering anymore. It was talking now. And so he was afraid to go into his room because he could hear the whispering. The mother now was beginning to believe the children because she had heard the whispering herself. Then her husband and her were in their room, and she heard whispering, and he heard whispering this time. So she was still not real sure if she was really hearing it or if it was the wind or the house settling or something. She wasn't really sure. Well, then she was digging around in some of the old stuff that was left in the attic, and she found a journal that had a leather-bound journal, and she was reading in it, and the person that wrote it used to live in her house. But he wrote that the whispering was not whispering anymore, it was yelling, and it was making too much racket, and he couldn't take it anymore, and he was never going to be able to leave. And now he was part of the house himself. He was in the walls. And so the mother and the father decided they better hurry up and leave there because they didn't want to become part of the house. And so they got the children and themselves out of there, and they never went back to the house, and they never heard any more whispering.
That's strange.
That was a strange story. I was enjoying reading it. This is something that I read, and then there is no author for this story. It's just it was an unknown author, so I can't even tell you who wrote it.
Nope.
But it was interesting. Well, have a great day, and I hope that didn't spook you. It was a little bit spooky reading it in the dark. I was supposed to go out and get my eggs, and then when I started the story, it was daylight, and then when I got done, it was dark, and I thought, oh, gee, now I got to go outside, and it's cold outside. It's not very warm out there.
No, not right now for us.
No, and I got only 5 eggs, but I gave the chickens, I had to give them food today because they're free food, the food that they can get themselves without us having to feed them every day was empty, and so I put a bucket of food in there, and I changed one of the waters, and I told Jim that the pilot went out on the hot water tank that's in this area. We have actually 2 hot water tanks, one that's for the main house and one for this, what we call the daycare, which is up here, and he's got a light that, I was going to light it, but it's got 2 doors on there. I didn't know it had 2 doors.
Yeah, it's got 2 doors. It's not an easy thing to get to.
So I figured you might as well light it because I took the one door off and I thought, oh gee, and so I put the door back on because I'm not sure how the other door even opens.
It just slides, but
it looked like it was really rusty in there.
Yeah.
It's getting old. It's been there a long time. Well, have a great day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.